you, Stephen. Good afternoon, everyone. From the Iberian Peninsula to Mount Florida, Rangers slumped out of Seville, devastated as their European hopes were dashed at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan on Wednesday. Has Giovanni Van Bronckhorst been able to refuel his squad after the long, arduous evening in the baking Andalusian heat? Although that carnage was ensuing, Hearts were seamlessly going about their preparations for their shot at glory today. How much of a leveller will it prove to be? How much has Wednesday taken out of this Rangers team, mentally and physically? And can the Jam Tarts take advantage on Cup final day? Hearts being led out, as well as Robbie Neilson, their manager, by Steve Morris, who is suffering from motor. Hearts being led out, as well as Robbie Neilson, their manager, by Steve Morris, who is suffering from motor neuron disease. He's working to raise awareness of the cruelest of diseases. And it'll be a special moment for a big Hearts fan. What an afternoon this promises to be at the National Stadium. A chance to create history. Hearts have won the Scottish Cup victory over Hibernian. It's been even longer for Rangers, 2009, and that final victory over Falkirk. It's a trophy that's eluded them for a while now. Van Bronckhorst won it twice as a Rangers player, knows what it's all about. Desperate for some silverware. Well, less than 72 hours since that energy-sapping and soul-destroying defeat to Frankfurt in Spain. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst changes half the team just about. Former Jambo McLaughlin replaces McGregor in goal. Could the veteran have played his last game for the club? Barisic came off injured and hasn't made it. Well, Jack, Kamara and Wright are among the subs. In come Balogun, semi-final scorer Arfield, and Diallo also comes into the side, and Stephen Davis, who started that 2009 final. John Souttar's last game for Hearts comes against his next employers. It's his first start since the 5th of March. Craig Halkett's back as well. First start for him since the semi-final, the victory over Hibernian. The two changes from that game are Souttar and Cammy Devlin replacing the benched Sibbick and former Ranger Halliday. Along with the latter, Barry Mackay played in the Rangers team that lost the final to Hibs in 2016. Willie Collum presiding over his 4th Scottish Cup final. They don't get much more experienced than he. One last big, long, deep breath of air for Van Bronckhorst. For everyone involved in this high-stakes shootout on Glasgow's south side. Joe Aribo got that goal that had the Rangers fans dreaming during the week. To no avail. It's the big set to go then. The 137th Scottish Cup final at Hampden Park. Rangers against Heart of Midlothian. And Ryan Kent gets the game underway. Rangers shooting east, left to right. Hearts in their maroon will shoot west. And back in May 1986, Hearts missed out on the league title on the final day, having gone into that game at Dens Park on the back of a 30-game unbeaten run. A week later, they played Aberdeen here in the Scottish Cup final. They were well beaten. Will it be Hearts' turn to take advantage 36 years on, or can Rangers do what they did in extra time in that semi-final win over Celtic and defy a lengthy European night a few days before? James McFadden with me. James Tavernier has the game's first opportunity here for Rangers in the opening seconds as well. And it's the skipper who takes, blocked there by Alex Cochrane. And Boyce finds Mackay. James, what an afternoon in prospect here.
It's a huge afternoon for both clubs. You know, you can hear the Rangers fans in full voice, likewise the Hearts fans to our right-hand side, and the fans are definitely up for it. The big question marks have been, you know, how will Rangers react to the extreme disappointment of Wednesday night? I have to say, watching the warm-up, they look as if they're sharp and they look as if they're ready. I'm sure they will be. And for Hearts, you know, secured third place a number of weeks ago. They've had a lot of time to think about this final, a lot of time to prepare for it. They've got some players back from injury, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting afternoon of football. I surely hope it is anyway.
Yeah, they've had their eye on this for a while now. They've lost their last few matches. They're up the pitch for the first time here. It's Boyce. I'm delighted he's fit. Came off against Rangers in the league game last weekend. The experience of Stephen Davis there. Last time Rangers won a major trophy, Stephen Davis was on the score sheet when they beat Celtic in the League Cup final 11 and a bit years ago now. There's Mackay winning it back off Tavernier. It's a few free kicks given away in the opening couple of minutes.
And that's what Hearts have to do. Barry Mackay, brilliant pressure on James Tavernier. He takes maybe a heavy touch, and Mackay's right on him, wins it back, and Tavernier makes the foul. And that's what Hearts have to do. They have to start fast and test Rangers out as much as they can, as early as they can, and see if Rangers are suffering any effects from that extremely difficult night for them on Wednesday night.
Mackay's free kick. It's Peter Haring over there. He's kept it in play despite the protests of the Rangers fans in the North Stand, and then he gives away the latest free kick and a yellow card as well for the big Austrian.
He just overruns it, Haring. Yeah, I mean, that's a heavy challenge. Heavy challenge from Haring. No wonder he's not complaining about the yellow card. Concern for Calvin Bassey as well.
Makes it potentially a long afternoon for Peter Haring. He's a combative player. But is Calvin Bassey okay? He's been magnificent for Rangers. He was their best player in Seville on Wednesday evening.
I mean, Liam, he goes to poke it away with his toe, and his follow-through catches Bassey in the ankle. It does look like a sore one, but I think yellow card's about right.
Relief for the manager. Calvin Bassey back out at left back today because of the injury to Borna Barisic that sees Leon Balogun come into the team. They played on the left-hand side of the Nigeria defence during the World Cup qualifiers, did those two in March. Davis won that against the odds there, but the flag's up. And talking about Hearts in 1986, and having to Dundee United a year later, European disappointment, St Mirren won the Scottish Cup. Rangers were in Manchester against Zenit during the fixture congestion at the end of that season. They led Queen of the South in the final 2-0. Queens pulled it back to 2 each, and Rangers were on the ropes for a period of that game. Went on to win it, though. It was good play by Boyce. Fabulous play by Boyce. This is Sims. Bassey blocks.
Good play from Boyce. Ellis Sims desperate to get his shot away. It's blocked. Enough Rangers bodies in there to block it.
Atkinson losing out over on the Hearts right. Souttar as well. Current school of thought is that John Souttar will be the direct replacement for Connor Goldson. Giovanni van Bronckhorst has resigned to the fact Goldson, who just headed that away there, is on his way out the door. Boyce again, it's a lovely touch, he's in the mood. Mackay. Just has it stolen off him by Balogun. Hearts pressing, you can see that. He's checking to see what the Rangers' energy levels are like early in the piece here. Suter too long for Sims, right through to McLaughlin. Who we knew would start this final. He started all the Scottish Cup games for Rangers this season, including that semi-final win here over Celtic. The difference between this game and the semi-final against Celtic, which also came after extra time, is the fact that was off the back of a euphoric victory over Braga. This is off the back of a soul-sapping defeat.
Yeah, and I think that was always going to be the issue. You know, the players have to find that motivation.
And play between Kent and Bassey in the cup finals. First corner goes Rangers' way.
You know, when you win a game in those circumstances, you're high. You're looking forward to the next game, and I'm not saying Rangers aren't, because this is a cup final. It's a huge game, a chance to finish off what's been an excellent season for them by winning a trophy. But it comes down to the players having to find it within themselves to get that energy and approach this game the right way, and I'm sure they will.
Amad Diallo on loan from Manchester United will take the corner. Right in front of the Hearts supporters, this. Second chance, there's a Rebo. Lundstrom for Kent. Little slightest of touches from Atkinson. James Tavernier finished up as the Europa League's top goal scorer with 7.
Incredible, Liam. Incredible. Full-back. He's been an excellent player for Rangers, but to win the top goal scorer in a tournament of that size as a full-back is remarkable.
It was a terrific run by Rangers. Year-on-year improvement in Europe, of course. Hearts will be trying to do that next season. They're having to defend against James Tavernier here. Away by Suter. This is Devlin. And then Cochrane's caught by Tavernier. Well, when Cammy Devlin was on the ball, I was about to say he's another who likes getting stuck in, and you saw that in the aftermath of the challenge.
Yeah, he's a fiery character, Devlin. He's been a terrific signing for Hearts. He loves to get involved in any kind of fighting, you know, trying to wind up his opponent. But, you know, leading up to that chance, James Tavernier's starting position was high and wide on that right-hand side. Stephen Davis had tucked into the right-back area, and it's a good ball, and it's the only ball he can really pick.
There's Atkinson, through for Boyce! Sims is there! The post keeps him out. The first big chance of the cup final goes to Hearts.
Oh, what a chance it is, Liam. It's Boyce again at the heart of it. Just a long ball up, and Sims flicks it on. And Liam Boyce, I thought he was going to, well, he does go for a shot, and it trundles into the path of Ellis Sims. Is it full stretch? If he goes with his left foot, I think that's a goal. He goes with his right foot, agonisingly off the post for Hearts, but another good bit of play.
He'll hope to not be replaying that when he goes to his bed tonight.
It's good striker play because he's alert, you know, he's anticipating that it might come across, and he is at full stretch. He just can't get enough on it to divert it into the net. There will be more chances for him.
Tavernier. Out by John Souttar. There is an element of risk in starting all three of Souttar, Halkett and Devlin because they haven't seen much action recently. Here's Kent. Arfield, Davis. Back with Kent. Bassey. Parks stand firm. Bassey wins it back. Willie Collins happy with the challenge. Real edge about this, just 12 minutes in. Bassey. It's brilliant from Calvin Bassey. It's gone behind for the goal kick. It was a run like that that helped Rangers win the semi against Celtic.
It's a great run from Bassey, isn't it? Showing that power, showing that energy when he just overruns it. Get a chance to look at the Ellis Sims chance again. It's good play, and I think Liam Boyce is trying to hit that first time. If he got it the way he wanted it, potentially been blocked anyway. Sims arriving at the back post, just can't divert it in. A huge chance for Hearts.
Encouraging from a Hearts point of view, though. Diallo scored just a couple of minutes into his Rangers debut in January in Dingwall. Hasn't really caught fire.
Finished the season well.
Yeah.
Showed glimpses of, you know, the reputation that he has, and it's a huge call to put him in this afternoon as well.
They've found him. And Diallo. And it's away by Souttar.
It's excellent from Diallo. Great ball. Crossfield pass, Connor Goldson. Great timing in the run, great touch. Gets his head up. Great switch of play. Brilliant first touch. And he's just trying to roll into an area. Ryan Kent just can't get there.
It is Kent. Testing Atkinson. Shrugging him off as well. Here's Lundstrom. Arfield back for Davis. Scuffed it, might still work. It's Arfield. A magnificent block. Rangers enjoying a good spell here. Davis. Arfield stayed onside. Rangers knocking on the door. And it's coolly dealt with by Peter Haring. Mackay loses it. Hearts can't get out at the moment. Tavernier. Aribo. And Boyce is there. Hearts up against the ropes. Now they can come away on the counter. And watch Ellis Sims go here. Up against Balogun, who stands his ground brilliantly.
Good defending from Balogun, because it looked like Ellis Sims was going to get away, but he showed that pace to get back in and snuff out the attack. But Rangers have really upped the tempo in this game now.
Boyce is on. Sims wasn't, Boyce was. It comes to nothing though.
He's been bright, Liam. Boyce, he started well. He's been at heart of anything good for Hearts so far, and he'll have to be a huge player for them.
Yeah, he hasn't scored as many recently, just 2 goals in his last 18 games, but his work rate is phenomenal.
It's good foil for Sims. Sims has been a great signing for Hearts, and it's freed up Liam Boyce to go and find those areas, you know, the little holes dropping off, and then, you know, going beyond as well. So it's, although the goals, we know Liam Boyce for scoring goals, I think his all-round play has been very good, and that partnership, along with Barry Mackay, has worked really well for Hearts.
Yeah, in fairness, still a very productive season for Liam Boyce. He's scored 16. There's Cochrane. And here is Boyce. Just waiting for more options to arrive, rather than waste the ball. Header was won well there by Atkinson. He's now an Australia international. Another Australian there, Devlin, back to Suter. Halkett. Kingsley. It's been an intriguing opening 18 minutes here. Met in those 2 Scottish Cup finals in the 90s. Rangers winning the one in 96. Brian Laudrup was magnificent. Gordon Durie scored a hat-trick. In fact, that was the last hat-trick scored in a Scottish Cup final. Hearts getting their revenge at Celtic Park 2 years later. Colin Cameron, Stefan Adam. Rangers fans haven't had much luck here at Hampden since they last won a trophy in 2011. Played 12, won just 3 of them. Losing 9. Wins came against Celtic on penalties in 2016. In the semis of this competition, they beat Hearts 3-0 in the 1920 League Cup semis. And then there was last month's extra time victory, which took them here. Hasn't been the happiest of hunting grounds in recent years for Rangers. Here goes Kent. And Rangers clearly a threat in the wide areas. They normally are. Kent has switched over to the right just now. He's going to get it back for Tavernier. Across it comes, and Craig Gordon had to be brave because John Suter's boots were pretty close to his face there, the Hearts keeper.
Ryan Kent at the heart of anything good for Rangers. He started really bright. I thought Tavernier was just going to lift it, allow Scott Arfield coming out the back post to go and attack it. He flashes it across. That's a dangerous one for the goalkeeper, and Craig Gordon spots it, as well as John Suter, and they deal with it in the end.
Free kick goes Cochrane's way. He's on loan from Brighton. A few players out there potentially playing their last games for their respective teams. Hearts are an easy sell for players next season, to be fair. Guaranteed, at the very least, Europa League conference football. In the groups, Conference League. Drop into the Europa League playoff round. Kai clips it in. It's Haring. Taken away from Sims by Goldson. Swept clear by Diallo.
It's incredible where Hearts are now, Liam, since Robbie Nielsen's gone in. You know, he had that tough spell in the Championship. He lost the cup game, and
oh, yeah,
it was extremely difficult. But you look at where they are now. They're a club all together. They're going in a huge trajectory. They're miles ahead of schedule and where they want to be, or where they certainly plan to be. And that's credit to Robbie Nielsen, the job he's done.
Yeah. They've gone from being knocked out the first hurdle by Highland League Brora Rangers to the cup final in about 14 months. Gone from third Scottish Cup final in the last 4 seasons. Lost the other 2 to Celtic. They were 2 successful penalty conversions away from winning in 2020. Boyce gives chase. Sims is there too. And it's back to John McLaughlin.
Excellent defending from Calvin Bassey. Just wouldn't sit for Liam Boyce, doesn't get the touch he would like. Bassey coming into that back post. Great defending. For Liam Boyce, doesn't get the touch he would like. Bassey coming into that back post.
Bassey up the other end. Yeah, I mean, 2 of the most used sayings this season have been brilliant save by Gordon and great defending by Bassey. They've both been magnificent for their respective clubs.
Yeah, they have. Craig Gordon's just expected that he makes top-class saves every single week, and that's been his whole career. And Calvin Bassey, what a remarkable rise he's had this season. Really, really impressive. Just improves week on week. So much more improvement in him. Terrific season he's having, and he'll want to finish this one on a high as well.
Bassey's ball, Aribo just evaded him. And is back to goal. Took his chance brilliantly in Seville on Wednesday. He was really cool on a night that was very hot.
Yeah, it was, and it was a bit of fortune in the opportunity for him, but he made no mistake. And I think that was always a worry for Rangers. You know, obviously the disappointment of losing the game, but playing 120 minutes in that heat and then ultimately getting nothing at the end of it. But I have to say, the reaction's been excellent. Ryan Kent had a huge opportunity to win the game. I wondered how that would affect him. It certainly has not this afternoon. He's looked excellent.
Relatively similar to Ellis Sims' opportunity early in this game, actually, the way it came to him. Obviously, the goalkeeper, Kevin Trapp, made the save on Wednesday. Sims hit the post today, and that's as close as this game has come to producing a goal. Into the second quarter of it now. Here's Lundstrom. Scouser's been a terrific player for Rangers in the second half of the season in particular. Connor Goldson, who's playing his 61st game of the season today. Well, there is a legend on the left of your picture there, John Gregg, who remains the last man to captain Rangers to a European trophy. Alistair Johnston, former Rangers chairman, with him. John Gregg was out in Spain watching that Europa League final.
Who wasn't in Spain, Liam?
Were you there?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't there.
I mean, the heat was so intense up in the commentary position, and just imagine playing in it.
I did mean people connected to Rangers, Liam.
Just wondered if you were working.
No, sat in the comfort of my sofa at home.
Lovely. Diallo, Davis, Arfield, and he doesn't really catch it. Need more than that to beat Craig Gordon.
Yeah, you do. I thought when initially, I'd like to see it again. When it comes to Steve Davis, can he hit it? You know, it's rolled on as though Diallo's laying him for the shot. No, it's behind him. He does the right thing and maybe just hits that slightly over hit. To Scott Arfield, he has to adjust his feet, he can't get the power on it, and you're absolutely spot on. You'd have to do a lot more to score into Craig Gordon from there.
Scored a fine goal in the semi-final win over Celtic to Darfield. Oh, Craig Gordon has to be unorthodox. Here's Amad Diallo. Aribo gives it back to Davis. Kent. And you could see him shuffling for space inside the D. Off target.
Such quick feet from Ryan Kent to get his shot away. Thought the chance had gone. Could have been slipped back into Diallo, but you see him here, a little shift in the ball, swivel of the hips, just can't wrap his left foot round it. And Craig Gordon sees that roll past, swivel the post. And here's this pass from Craig Halkett. Craig Gordon, to be fair, does well. I thought when it dropped he could maybe just clear it. He tries to play out of trouble and in actual fact ends up playing into trouble, but not the ideal pass back from Craig Halkett.
You just have to imagine what Craig Gordon was saying as that was coming towards him.
I wonder if it's one where normally when the ball comes towards a goalkeeper like that, their instinct is to grab it with their hands, but obviously you never normally get a pass like that from your own teammate. He's fully aware that he can't catch it, but sometimes it's just muscle memory and the hands go up, so he does well to deal with it in the end.
I always remember it was Theo Snelders, former Aberdeen and Rangers goalkeeper, just after the pass-back rule was put in place back in the early 90s. He really struggled with it in a cup final against Rangers. I think that was back in 92, 93. Memory. Yeah, he did well.
The ball coming back there, Halkett's running onto it, Craig Gordon screaming at him, no, it's fine, I've got it. He doesn't want it passed back.
There's Craig Gordon's old pal, your old pal, Alan McGregor. Has he played his last game for Rangers, do you think?
I mean, there's lots of stories coming out that he will be, but I think what Alan McGregor's shown this season is he's still a top-class goalkeeper. I think it'd be a shame if he decides to hang the gloves up, but what a tremendous career he's had, tremendous servant to Rangers, top-class goalkeeper. I still think he's got loads left in the tank, but it'll come down to whether he feels he can go again with the training and put his body through it. Alan McGregor has earned the right to make that decision, and whatever he does, then I wish him all the best, but it'd be a shame to see him bow out.
Yeah, Van Bronckhorst sticking with his cup goalkeeper today. Alan McGregor's 40, Craig Gordon's 40 on Hogmanay this year. Here's Ellis Sims. Atkinson for Haring. Now Suter. Off he goes. Sims. Mackay. More than capable from there.
He certainly is. What a run it is from John Suter. Just busts through Aribo and Kent. He's wanting to go for the 1-2 again. Changes his mind. Yeah, Barry Mackay. Expect him to at least hit the target from there. It's a nice set from Ellis Sims. He's just leaning back. He's too much on it. It's over the bar, but much better from Hearts.
Kingsley for Mackay. It's for Boyce. Putting himself in a good position. Sims. Back off Boyce. Mackay. Boyd. It's fabulous from Mackay. Eventually it runs into a cul-de-sac. Rangers give it away. Devlin for Boyce. It's a little bit scrappy down there right now. Yeah, Hearts ball if it goes out. Taverniers kept it in. John Suter's timed his return very nicely. He gets to play in the Scottish Cup final, and you would expect him to be in Steve Clarke's Scotland squad, which is announced on Monday for the Nations League, but the priority initially is that World Cup playoff semi against Ukraine here a week on Wednesday. Scored that brilliant header, did John Souttar. One game against Denmark. Kent moves it straight back to Atkinson. Plenty more to come, even though the season's just about over. We get highlights of this very final tonight on the BBC Scotland channel, 10:20. And then on Monday, St Johnstone against Cali Thistle, highlights of the second leg of the Premiership playoff final. What a game that was last night. And then the Scottish Women's Cup final comes up a week tomorrow, 4 o'clock on BBC Alaba. St Johnstone 2-0 up in the Highland capital, pegged back. You can see that on the iPlayer highlights of last night's first leg. Worth it for the Rhys McAleer goal. Hearts give it away when they were moving into the final third, and Rangers are away in a counter here. It's a wonderful pass by Davis. It really was. This is Aribo, blocked by Souttar. Sure, Aribo had generated the power that was going to beat Craig Gordon anyway. Goldson gets there ahead of Sid. It's tight, James.
Yeah, as you would expect. You know, it's a game where, for different reasons, you know, both sides coming into the game with hopes and aspirations of winning, but question marks over Hearts, you know, end of season form. Rangers, how are they going to respond? But the players are certainly up for it. They're putting on a show. It's very, very evenly contested, and Ellis Simms has had probably the best chance of the game, but nothing really outstanding.
Kent. He's looking for the back post, and Alex Cochrane decided to take no chances. Rangers corner. Tavernier out to take. Heading into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Away by Souttar. He's having a good game. Been out for so long. Kent. And it's easy meat for Craig Gordon. From John Souttar's point of view, James, he's playing his last game for Hearts. He's moving to Rangers. We've seen it before. Remember Charlie Nicholas playing for Aberdeen against Celtic in 1990. Indeed, he scored a penalty in the shootout, knowing he was going back to Celtic. Helped Aberdeen win the trophy that year. How difficult will that be, do you think, for him?
I think, you know, you always have that emotion when you're leaving a club and he knows he's leaving, playing against his future employers. But John Souttar's a professional. He want to go and leave on a high, win the trophy for Hearts, walk into Rangers as a winner as well. So, look, you're professional, you just got on with it. Of course, there will be some sort of emotion there for him, but during the game, he'll be thinking about trying to win the trophy and doing whatever it takes. And after it, he can worry about what his reception is going to be like getting into the dressing room.
The challenge by Diallo after Cochrane's run. full credit to Robbie Nielsen, Joe Savage, who runs things in the transfer department for Hearts. Just about every player they've brought to the club for this season has been a good signing. Cochrane, one of them, Mackay, another. Here's Kingsley, he was already there. A foul by Sims on Bassey.
He doesn't need to do it either. They are wrestling. And the ball is, Calvin Bassey's not winning it. And Atkinson down the side doesn't have to make that foul.
Here's Kent. Bassey, across it comes! Across the face of goal. Maribo is left beating the turf in frustration.
No wonder it's a huge chance. Great ball, and Aribo does excellent to get across the front. Ryan Kent started so well, drawing players in towards him. Just look at the run from Aribo. He just doesn't get enough on it. I think he should do better there. It's a great ball in from Bassey. He just can't get enough on it.
Yeah, they're having to improvise just now, Rangers, without Alfredo Morelos last few months, the last couple of months, and Kemar Roof clearly not ready to start a game. He came on in the final few minutes of extra time with penalties in mind the other night, as did Aaron Ramsey. Quite clearly the latter didn't pay off. Roof converted his pretty well. Apart from Aaron Ramsey, the standard of penalties on Wednesday was outstanding. Frankfurt scored all theirs.
It was, Liam, and unfortunately someone has to miss in penalty shootouts, and Aaron Ramsey was that player, but he goes out to warm up 5 minutes or so ago. Great reception from the Rangers fans.
Yeah, he would have appreciated that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no doubt about it, because you heard John Lundstrom speaking about.
Yeah, and he's just lost out to Devlin. Boyce is the momentum of the attack taken away from him. And he's been left on the deck, as you can see in the bottom of your picture there. And a big injury doubt for this game. Robbie Nielsen did say to us beforehand he wondered how long he'd last today. He's back on his feet now. Bassey. By all accounts, the vultures are circling. When it comes to Calvin Bassey, some big hitters are interested.
He won't be the only one, Liam. The performances Rangers put in throughout the European campaign, you know, they didn't just sit in and smash and grab their way to the final. They played some brilliant football, attacking football, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's, you know, teams looking at many of the players in a Rangers jersey.
And he took out some big names as well. Did so in previous seasons too, as Cochrane is the latest writhing on the deck. And it's Tavernier who's being accused.
Yeah, I don't see much in that, to be honest, Liam. I really don't. I think Tavernier's just gone in. If anything, Cochrane runs into Tavernier. Let's see it again here. It's not a foul. It's not a foul for me. It looks like Tavernier's going to step on his foot. He doesn't. Just stands his ground. Cochrane goes into the back of him. Yeah, it's not a foul for me.
Rangers are unbeaten against Hearts this season. It's a draw at Ibrox. They won the last three, including last weekend. Albeit you could forgive the players last week for having other things on their minds, albeit Rangers were a much changed outfit on the day. As he finds Kent. Handball. Not getting that. Nice little touch there by Lundstrom. Kent. Cross for Diallo. Both of Rangers' big cup final chances have come from that side, and they both come for headers.
That's great movement from Diallo. He gambles getting into that back post. And it just comes off the top of his head. He has to get his forehead on it. And here's the one for the handballs by his side. Absolutely no chance that that's a foul, free kick, penalty, whatever you want. But the Diallo chance, he has to do better. It comes off the top of his head. He needs to meet that with the forehead and get that on target.
Sims. Hearts looking for a lead before the break. Atkinson has to settle for the corner. Good defending by Goldson.
It is. It's great defending. Delaying Sims, reading the pass and getting the block in.
Barry Mackay's going to take it. The Hearts fans up the other end of Hampden, hoping they can profit here. It's not a great delivery by Mackay. We've got the giants in there, Suter, Sims, Halkett. Here's Aribo at the other end. Kent. Quite get away from Atkinson, but Rangers up the pitch here as we tick towards half-time. Here's another look at this opportunity for Amad Diallo.
He does excellent to get inside Cochrane, and you see it there, it's clearly off the top of his head. He needs to get that on the forehead, divert that towards goal. That is a huge chance, the best chance of the match for me.
Arfield. Davis. Calvin Bassey. And this time he wasn't accurate. He's annoyed with himself. Rangers signed Calvin Bassey from Leicester City, not last summer, but the one before. He hadn't played a senior game. The growth of Calvin Bassey has been before our very eyes this season. Really matured as a player. No free kick. Willie Collum encouraging Amad Diallo to get back to his feet. Half-time, no stoppage time in the 2022 Scottish Cup final. No goals either. Ellis Sims hitting the post early on. About 11 minutes in, he stretched as much as he could. Aribo and then Diallo there with headed opportunities for Rangers. But it has been very, very tight out there. Half-time in Hampden is Rangers 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. Rangers and Hearts have met in the Scottish Cup final. It's the first since Hearts' 2-1 win over Rangers in '98 at Celtic Park in what was Walter Smith's final game of his first spell in charge. They also met 1903, 76 and 96. The first three of those 4 meetings won by Rangers. Hearts won the last time they clashed in this competition. Ollie Bazanik's goal enough to win a quarter-final tie at the end of February 2020. As Barry Mackay gets the second half of the 2022 Scottish Cup final underway. Hearts have never beaten Rangers at Hampden Park. That 1998 success came across the city at Celtic Park. So that is a record they will want to address today. No changes from either manager for the start of the second half. Rangers shooting towards their own fans in the west end of the stadium. Hearts in the maroon will shoot east. A 50-50 split with the tickets for this final. And there were plenty of people outside inquiring if anyone had spares. None to be had today, I don't think. Not much between them then in the first half. James McFadden.
No, I think it was fairly even. A couple of decent chances apiece, but maybe not enough.
Here's Kent. It's a good ball, just a bit too high for Diallo. And Cochrane concedes the first corner of the second half.
Ryan Kent free down that left-hand side. And it's a great cross with the left foot into a good area. Diallo just mistimes the run, gets up too early, but it's out for a corner and they've got a chance now to put the ball in the box.
Tavernier. Balogun leapt well, doesn't get anything on it though. Arfield for Kent. Commanding header away by Craig Halkett. Here's Arfield, who was in the beaten Falkirk side the last time Rangers won this tournament. Tavernier, Lundstrom, Kent. Good start to the second half here by Rangers. Bassey wants it back. Bassey gets it back. And Rangers have their second corner, 2.5 minutes into the second half.
Nah, it's been a bright start to the second half for Rangers. A lot more energy, a lot more intent.
Balogun and Goldson are very interested in this Amad Diallo corner. Aribo who attacked it, and get another one. A goal kick's been given.
I wonder if the ball's gone out from the corner directly. The way that Diallo is setting up, he's putting it on the byline as he's hitting it, and it's unusual if you're hitting an outswinger to hit it from there, and he's done it a couple of times. The delivery's been poor, and I did wonder if it was going to go straight out the park before it come back in.
Rangers went out of this tournament in the quarter-finals in each of the last 3 seasons. St Johnstone, who eventually went on to win it. Hearts, as I mentioned at the start of the second half, got the better of them the season before. They lost to Aberdeen the season before that. Before last month's win here against Celtic, they hadn't won 4 successive games in the Scottish Cup since they last won it in 2009. When they reached the final in 2016, they were taken to a replay by Kilmarnock. Hearts free kick. And to weather a little bit of a blue and white storm at the start of the second half.
It's a poor one to give away for Rangers. It's their throw-in. Poor throw, poor touch. And they're given a free kick, they need to go and defend now.
What can Barry Mackay conjure up here? Won by Tavernier. He's under heavy pressure from Kingsley. Rangers will be keen not to give away any free kicks at the edge of their penalty area with Stephen Kingsley around. And obviously James Tavernier's a weapon up the other end. Hasn't been much of that today. A few niggly fouls early in the game. Nothing in the awkward position at the edge of the penalty area for the defender. Bassey has been caught by Atkinson, who is perplexed.
He's so powerful, Bassey, isn't he? Knocks it round, Atkinson puts the arm across. I have to say, there's no contact. Fortunate to get the free kick there, Calvin Bassey.
Balogun. Bassey's away again down on this near side. Fabulous from Bassey. Couldn't find the cross, but the Rangers supporters enjoyed that.
That's absolutely brilliant. It looked like he'd nowhere to go. Out comes a little spin on the ball. It's just brilliant from Calvin Bassey. Just that, strength to get through initially. A little turn, little flick through the legs. Can't get his cross in the end, but
he was actually born in Aosta in northern Italy, in the shadows of Mont Blanc. Was Calvin Bassey. He's a Nigeria international. His first couple of caps in March. World Cup qualifiers against Ghana.
He's always smiling as well, Liam.
Here's Davis. Great control against Davis initially. Would like to be having more of an influence on things. The Northern Ireland captain. Diallo. Taken away from Aribo by Suter. And Aribo's eyes would have lit up there. Was Ellis Sims. Not read by McLaughlin, but Leon Balogun did well to stick to Sims there.
Yeah, he did. Showed great pace. Recovery pace from Balogun, because it looked like Sims was going to get ahead of him. But just before that, the header from John Suter is absolutely magnificent. He's got a player either side of him. He has to win it. He gets up well and heads it clear.
It's been a quick turnaround for the Rangers fans. Made around about 150,000 in Andalusia.
Amazing they've got any voices left, Liam. I met a couple on the way to the toilet at half-time there, and they could barely speak, so fair play to them. In full voice today. Well, met a couple on the way to the toilet at half-time there, and they could barely speak, so fair play to them. In full voice today.
And well documented the problems the supporters in the stadium had getting water. Some of the Rangers players I noticed during the game, Leon Balogun, I saw throwing water into the stands, as helpful as he could be. Scott Wright was doing it after the game as well. An apology has been issued by UEFA. Robbie Nielsen showing he's still got a decent touchdown there. Won the Scottish Cup in 2006, indeed scored Hearts' second penalty in the shootout against Gretna. Nobody else has played for Hearts and managed Hearts to the Scottish Cup. The history perhaps for Robbie Nielsen this afternoon. Shooter. Made by Lundstrom. There's Arfield. Here's Davis. It's an important touch by Kingsley, but Diallo could be away here and just spins away from him.
It's a good chance for Rangers to break. John Souttar had stepped in to whip that ball in. There was gaps there, they just couldn't find a man. Davis going for the switch to Ryan Kent. Diallo well matched by Halkett.
Oh, Ray Gordon. Well, there's nonchalant and there's nonchalant.
That's another poor pass from Halkett to him. I don't know if the communication could Craig Gordon come and just clear it, but then shows that composure just to flick it away, see his options.
I mean, he's a cool customer anyway. You wouldn't know he'd been under heavy duress there. What a nice reaction. Looking to win the Scottish Cup for a 4th time. He's got 2 medals from his time at Celtic, and that final I mentioned, Robbie Nielsen in 2006, Craig Gordon kept goal 16 years ago. Here he is, back at his boyhood club. He wants to keep going. He cites Gianluigi Buffon as his inspiration. Not even sure Buffon would have been up for that.
Yeah,
Buffon's still playing. He's signed again. Is he 45 now, Buffon? Craig Gordon 40 in December this year. So going by that, he's signed like 5 more years.
Yeah, he used to cut the sleeves off his shirt because of Buffon as well. When Buffon started it, Craig, he's like, yeah, I want a bit of that.
Good on him. Here's Kingsley. Haven't seen much of Stephen Kingsley. He has an attacking threat today, and he's claiming corner. Willie Collum has disappointed him.
It looks like it. I'd like to see it again here. Looked like it come back off Goldson. No, it didn't. Great decision for Willie Collum. Well spotted.
This is Hearts' 3rd Scottish Cup final in 4 seasons. They're 17th overall. Won 8 of them, lost 8 of them. 24th major final all told. Hearts, the 4th most successful club in Scottish Cup history. Celtic, Rangers and Queen's Park ahead of them. Diallo, now is Kent onside? Yes, he is, and Craig Gordon does well.
Great goalkeeping from Craig Gordon. Great pass, timing the run from Kent's excellent. And Craig Gordon's alert to snuff that out. Look at the run from Kent, just bends it. And he takes a decent enough touch. It's just sharpness from Craig Gordon to snuff that out. Brilliant goalkeeping.
Meanwhile, Diallo and Boyce. And the yellow's out for the Rangers player. Amad Diallo joins Peter Haring and Willie Collum's little black book for that.
Yeah. Fair play to Willie Collum. He lets it go to see what Hearts do down the left-hand side. Pulls it back. Yellow card for Diallo for sliding in. Hearts will be hoping Liam Boyce is okay.
Of the Scottish Cup final. It's got away from Liam Boyce. Another tight, tense game for the Rangers supporters to go through. In fact, they haven't won the Scottish Cup or indeed any of the major cup competitions since 2011. Hangs round their neck like a millstone. It's given, but it's a Hearts free kick.
Diallo has to be careful. He's been booked. He's, you know, I've been in that situation myself where you're upset with the referee. He's screaming and shouting at Willie Collum, then flies in and makes that foul, jumps up and shouts again.
Yeah, he's asking for trouble.
He needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. Willie Collum just having a quiet word with him there.
Rangers are going to be making a change pretty soon. Scott Wright's being readied. Started the Europa League final. Started both legs of the semi-final against Leipzig. And that was a direct change from the start, was Diallo for Wright, and I think that's going to be the change on this occasion. Just over an hour into it. Scott Wright for Amad Diallo. And perhaps Van Bronckhorst concerned with the booking.
There's no doubt that'll be part of his thinking.
Balogun. And Bassi. Kent runs into Boyce. Go the Heartsman's way.
Liam Boyce just stands his ground. Ryan Kent trips him up in the end.
Change will happen now. Off comes Amad Diallo. Go back to Manchester United now. And Scott Wright, who was in and out of the Aberdeen team. He was pretty injury prone as a youngster. His Aberdeen debut about 8 years ago. Got his move to Rangers. He's kept fit, and in a moment it was for him on Wednesday, starting a Europa League final. It's incredible.
Yeah, it took his time to really find form for Rangers, but as you say, to go and start a European final is incredible. And he's had his, as you say, his injury problems, serious injury problems as well. So it's great to see, you know, a young Scottish player with that trajectory getting to play in a European final.
Yeah, I mean, he always had that talent. It was just getting a right good injury-free run of games, which he's getting right now. It's the first change. Allowed to make 5. If it goes to extra time, you get another one. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes to extra time. Scottish Cup final doesn't go to extra time too often. Hearts have been involved the last twice it has. 2020, 2006. Still plenty of time between now and then. Suter. Atkinson, that's useful. Just a bit too much on it for Sims. What a good ball.
That's a great ball in, great delivery. I felt as though Ellis Sims just made the run too early and went beyond that near post. If he stands out in the middle, he's got a chance to go and attack it. Just hold his position, see where the ball's going, then you can make your run. It's been a handful for them, Sims.
Rolly Collin wasn't happy with the ball after the throw-in was taken, which is why there was a drop ball. 25 minutes of the 90 are left. Peter Haring, Suter, Atkinson. Here's Boyce. Here's Atkinson. Brilliant build-up by Hearts. A really important challenge by Ryan Kent, of all people.
That's great play from Hearts. Atkinson and Boyce down that right-hand side. Makes a great little run inside. Boyce finds him. And Atkinson's taking a sore one. It's great play. Atkinson just passing and following the run inside. He's caught by Ryan Kent as he crosses that in.
Atkinson's come back on. Right. Goldson. And by all accounts, Taylor Moore is coming on. Defender for Hearts. Halkett and Suter, as I mentioned earlier, haven't had much football recently. There's Lundstrom. Kent. It's the overlapping Bassey. Tavernier. It's in behind Davis, but Lundstrom with a clever flick for Arfield. Balogun. Goldson, too much on it for Tavernier. It's been a funny game. There hasn't been a real lengthy period in the match where one team has been quite obviously on top.
No, I think it's been fairly even throughout. Rangers had a good spell at the start of the second half, but without creating a great opportunity. Ryan Kent has the chance, Craig Gordon snuffs it out, but there haven't been many good chances in the game, and it's been fairly even. And you feel that, you know, it's either going to take an absolutely brilliant piece of play or someone to make a mistake to find that breakthrough. But it's no surprise, you know, the efforts of Rangers midweek and Hearts coming into this final as well. It's no surprise that it's close.
Scottish Cup final hasn't finished goalless since 1990. Arfield. Davis. Given away. Atkinson. And it's Boyce. Atkinson was caught. Referee spotted it. He was allowing the advantage as much as he possibly could, but it was within the realms of being able to bring it back if he wanted to. And that's what he's done. And Liam Boyce has gone down. That's a worry for Robbie Nielsen.
Again,
he's got back up now.
So again, it's good refereeing. Bassey, just a block on Atkinson. And he lets it play on, Willie Collum. And pulls it back. I think that's good refereeing.
Yeah, Boyce is back on his feet. I'm not sure how much longer he's lasting.
I'd imagine he'd have been in pain from the start of the game, Liam, and it would just be any when you're playing through the pain barrier, any break, any stop and play, you feel it. But you know, he seems to be moving okay at the minute. It's just when the game stops, he'll feel it, and when it, you know, continues again, he'll be able to get on with it. And Hearts will be hoping he can stay on the pitch, because anything, you know, any good plays come through. Boyce, Sims, he's played well this afternoon.
When Robbie Nielsen's picking his starting 11, he can't do it with a penalty shootout in mind, but if it does go to penalties, you'd rather have Liam Boyce on the pitch than not. Oh, and there he is.
Absolutely.
His commitment to the cause there won't have done his injury any good. As Atkinson wins the free kick. It's getting pretty niggly out there now.
Yeah, it's just ramping up, isn't it? Last 20 minutes. little fouls here and there. And Kent's pulling them back. Willie Collum just having a word with Robbie Nielsen. I suspect it's because he's standing with arms out.
Yeah, he wasn't happy, was he? Barry Mackay's free kick. Out comes McLaughlin. Down goes McLaughlin.
He's got to do better, Mackay. It's in the air too long, it's too high, it's going towards John McLaughlin, giving him loads of time to look, judge his run. Great goalkeeping to come and take the pressure off the defence there.
It's right. Aribo. Scott Wright was in. Kingsley with the defending. He's claiming this is a goal kick. Willie Collum's going to give Rangers a corner.
It's excellent from Scott Wright. Driving forward. 1-2 goes again. Nice pass from Aribo. And it's good defending in the end from Kingsley.
Rangers have only failed to score in 7 of their 64 games this season. Tavernier takes. Goldson's header. Suter's header, not once but twice. Bassey for Kent. Getting towards the business end of the Scottish Cup final. Davis Goldson did win it. Looks like he's away. Connor Goldson. The number of games he plays is remarkable when you consider this is a guy who'd heart surgery just a matter of years ago. And he's had a good time of it. 4 years, 4 seasons at Rangers. He arrived from Brighton. He's a very important player for Steven Gerrard, and then now for Giovanni van Bronckhorst.
Yep, and have his ready-made replacement in opposition today. So yeah, he's been a great servant for Rangers, Connor Goldson, as you say, to play the amount of games he does. He's always available, very rarely injured. It'll be a big loss for them.
Scott Wright. Sounds like Andy Halliday's going to be joining the fray pretty soon. Former Rangers player. Right, brilliantly done. Here's Aribo! Kent couldn't get there. In a pullback as well as the one across the 6-yard line. Good spell this for Rangers.
It is. I think the ball is on for Arfield when it goes to Aribo. And Ryan Kent, he's got to gamble just in case he flashes it across. But look at Scott Arfield, the space he's in. Yeah, he's probably covered by John Suter. Ryan Kent has to gamble at that back post.
Tavernier with it. It's Halkett who heads it clear. Kent. Lundstrom. And Wright. It's John Lundstrom. Back for Balogun to Bassey. And they pick their way through here. Bassey might do it himself, but a good run that is! And he forces the save from Gordon, who smothers it. Now, how good was that from Calvin Bassey?
It's outstanding from Calvin Bassey. Shapes to go on the left, just drags it inside, keeps going, it opens up on his right foot. Good save from Craig Gordon, but brilliant from Calvin Bassey.
Well, Andy Halliday is coming on, and it will be Liam Boyce who'll come off. He's managed almost 75 minutes here. Came off in the league game last weekend. Rangers with, it wasn't even their B team, it was practically the C team that went out and won 3-1 at Tynecastle. Hearts yet to get a shot on target. Rangers have managed a couple now. There hasn't been a game full of opportunities in front of goal. Albeit the ones that have come along have been pretty good. And there's the change. Off comes Boyce. And Andy Halliday was on the score sheet when Rangers lost to Hibs in 2016. In a blue shirt. And was on in the maroon for the last 15 minutes. And as it stands, extra time.
I was interested to see where Halliday would play. It looks like he's playing in that advanced role, just straight swap for Liam Boyce. He looked fine as well, Liam Boyce, but it must be just too much for him. And it's a blow for Hearts that he has to come off. But I'm pretty sure Robbie wouldn't have expected him to be able to play the 90 in extra time if required.
No. He did hint at that beforehand, didn't he? Brilliant from Tavernier.
That really is. To get a corner from that situation, looked like the ball was running out of play. Showing that energy, that fitness again, Tavernier.
He's got tremendous respect for John Gregg as James Tavernier. Gutted that he didn't win the Europa League during the week. Joined John Gregg in that illustrious company. Comes the corner, and Aribo's header is wayward. And John Gregg won the Scottish Cup 6 times for Rangers, as well as that Cup Winners' Cup. His league titles. So Giovanni van Bronckhorst and Dave Voss, his assistant. Might be another change for Rangers. Just a moment. Dave Voss is speaking to Glenn Kamara and Ryan Jack. Out with your picture. To mention, Stephen Davis hasn't really been able to get his foot in the ball too often today.
No one has.
No.
It's been that type of game.
Well, it'll definitely be Kamara. And I think Jack's going to come on as well. It will be a double change. We're looking at Davis and Arfield here. We shall see. Right. Block there by Devlin. Davis. Tavernier swings it in, swings away from Kent. And getting to the point where one goal might decide this cup final. Bassey, his legs flipped away from him by Halliday. Willie Collins happy with it. I was expecting a free kick. It's going to go Hearts' way now. And the Rangers fans are howling their derision at Willie Collins.
I have to say, it looked from here there was a foul, a clear foul from Andy Halliday on Bassey. Willie Collins lets it go, shapes the cross, little check back.
Well,
I mean, why else should they go down?
A lot of head shaking going on, and Van Bronckhorst is talking to the fourth official, Nick Walsh, down there as well, as you can see. It's Haring. Josh Ginnelly is going to come on for Hearts as well, so there's going to be a shake-up from both teams. And Jack will replace Davis, and Kamara is going to replace Arfield. By the sounds of things, it's the first change. And it will be Scott Arfield. And it's the Finland international Glenn Kamara who replace him as Ryan Jack. Those two started the Europa League final, replaced by Arfield and Davis today. It's the final 10 minutes of the final. Score now, there's a fair chance you're lifting the cup. And again, Halliday and Bassi collide, and again, Bassi's not happy, he's not getting a free kick.
Yeah, I don't think that one's a foul. Bassi just comes through. It's just a coming together, it's no foul for me.
Barry Mackay will be replaced by Josh Ginnelly. Yeah, he's frustrated, he hasn't been able to affect things. He did have a go at goal earlier, it went over the bar. Former Rangers player replaced by Ginnelly, who had an initial loan spell at the club last season from Preston, signed a 2-year deal upon his return. .81 and a half on the clock here. I was asking Mark Haitley and Richard Foster in Seville on Wednesday night when we got to this point of the Europa League final, at what stage between now and 90 minutes are you starting to think, do you know what, we might be better having the extra half hour rather than the 8 minutes plus stoppage time you've got left here?
What, as a player or as a manager?
Both.
Player, I think you're just trying to, depending on your position, you're trying to go and win it and be the hero. Managers, they might be thinking, yeah, look, if we can try and make a few tweaks, get a stoppage and make a few tweaks and, you know, take it to extra time, but I'm sure that they'd much prefer that somebody popped up with a winner. But I know what you mean, because it's so finely balanced. Do you go and overcommit and then leave yourselves open for the counter? I think that's a difficult one for the manager to get that message onto the pitch.
Here's Kamara. Rangers have it in their minds to win it here before extra time, and Kent's ball headed behind by Shooter.
Both teams are still trying to go and win it. Ryan Kent still full of energy. He does really well to dig this cross out. Just can't get it beyond John Shooter, who's in a great position to block it.
Tavernier takes it. Oh, and it ripples the roof of the net from Balogun.
What a cross it is from Tavernier. Just begging to be attacked. With Balogun, good run, gets up. He just can't get it downwards. It's probably the best set-piece cross from Rangers. Balogun does well to get up and get something on it, just can't get it into the back of the net. So close.
Armstrong couldn't quite find Kent. It was Halkett in the way. The clock ticks towards 84 minutes. Here's Kamara. Scott Wright. John Lundstrom. They claim handball in the stands. Rangers play on. Kent's cross. Hits his head to it. Kamara. And Willie Collins stop play. It was Atkinson's lying on the grass. Well, you have to stop it if it's a head knock. This was Lundstrom's effort.
Yeah, John Suter comes sliding out. Can't see from there if whether it hits his arm or not, but Andrew, it's James. Are you going to do the... Right, okay. Bassey for Rangers and Suter for Hearts, unless Sims scores the winner.
There's Alfredo Morelos. He'd like to be out there. Scored against Hearts a couple of times in the League Cup semi a couple of seasons ago. Nothing he can do about it. Lundstrom comes off Haring. And it'll be another Rangers corner. Hearts will be beating a little faster right now. And not just the Hearts supporters and players. Everyone inside this stadium on the edge of their seat. And from Tavernier again. Good defending by Hearts once more. Kent for Tavernier. Flicked away by Cochrane. Jack for Kent. Rangers looking the more likely right now. Kent shows way too much of it to Cammy Devlin. Jack wins it back. Rangers come forward. Kent back to Ryan Jack. Looking for a Scottish Cup winners medal. He was in the Aberdeen team, beaten late on by Celtic in 2017. Here he is again. It's Jack. Just creeps away from the goal. Final 3 minutes.
They've really turning the screw now, Rangers, aren't they? Ryan Jack. Speculative, but never troubling Craig Gordon from that position.
Rangers will drop into the Champions League third qualifying round next season. If they'd won the Europa League, they would be straight into the groups. Still have a chance, they're going to be seeded. Hearts will be a priority one team as they look to try and get into the Europa League. And got guaranteed group stage football themselves. Atkinson for Hearts. Here's Giannelli, just about his first touch since coming on. Now he's won his team a corner, and now he's trying to get the fans going behind the goal. Can Hearts win the cup late on here?
It's a great chance for them. The deliveries from corners, free kicks, haven't been great up until this point. This is a huge opportunity for Hearts. Right in front of their own fans as well.
Yeah, they've got the scarves twirling to the Hearts supporters. They sense something special might be in the air. And Rangers will perhaps remember David Gray of Hibs winning the trophy late on about this point in 2016. And it comes, but it's way too close to John McLaughlin. Kingsley's better than that. Heading towards minute 90 at Hampden. And the stakes are so high. Here's Aribo digging it out for Kent. He's going to wait for Bassey. It's Calvin Bassey. And it's away by Suter. Well, they're both going for it.
Yeah, I think that's answered the question you asked me about 5 or 6 minutes ago.
Indeed.
Yeah, they're trying to win it. They don't want extra time, neither of them.
I'll let you know what the injury time's going to be as soon as I can. You'll find out yourselves in 30 seconds. Anyway, 3 minutes, I understand. Here's Ryan Kent chipping it in. Away by Suter. Bassey. Kamara gives it back to him. Jack. There's Kamara. 3 minutes confirmed. How's everyone's nerves? Nail-biting drama at Hampden. Right, it's Aribo! Craig Gordon does it yet again!
Wow. What a save that is from Craig Gordon. What a save. Great play from Rangers. Great touch and strength from Aribo.
I thought it was in.
I thought it was in. What a save.
How important will that prove to be? Pretty important, you would think. In from Tavernier. Kingsley away. Goldson. Kingsley clears again. I tell you, Nat Atkinson had a fistful of Joe Aribo's shirt as well in the build-up to that. Kamara. Tavernier. Right goes down, free kick's been given. It's the assistant, Dougie Potter on the north stand side. The best view of that. Rangers have a free kick on the right-hand side of the hands box. The looks at both ends of Hampden say it all. Heading towards the final minute of injury time. Score now, you win the Scottish Cup. James Tavernier with the free kick, and it clips the bar from Scott Wright. Twice Rangers have almost won the cup in the closing stages.
Oh, it's so close, isn't it? Scott Wright does ever so well to get that and divert it towards the back post. Great delivery from Tavernier again. Just agonisingly off the bar for Scott Wright.
Can we talk about Craig Gordon's save again?
Do you know something? I feel as though when I see him make saves, sometimes I expect it. That one, I'm like, wow, you know, I know that's what he does. He's a top-class goalkeeper, but he never fails to amaze you. What a goalkeeper he is.
Is there time for another opportunity? Doesn't look like it. Willie Collins blown for full time. And this Scottish Cup final will go to extra time. The 17th time it has done. And Craig Gordon's the main reason why it is. Another headline save from Scotland's #1. Just look at that. Shaved the post. Just when Van Bronckhorst thought his team had won the cup, he thought it may have been a penalty as well, because Atkinson was holding Aribo's shirt. But this Scottish Cup final, a tight Scottish Cup final, is going to extra time. Rangers 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. Scottish Cup finals only gone to extra time 5 times in 35 years. Make that 6. 1987 when St Mirren beat Dundee United. 1990 when Aberdeen beat Celtic on penalties. The following year in 1991, that legendary final between Motherwell and Dundee United. Hearts Gretna in 2006, that went to a shootout, as did 2020 when Hearts took the 4-in-a-row winner Celtic to an extra 30 minutes and eventually the shootout. And they had their noses in front in that shootout as well. Stephen Kingsley and Craig Whiten were the unfortunate players. And Celtic went on to win a quadruple treble after a 3-each draw. Different kind of cup final, this one. We don't know who's going to win this one. Rangers finished very strongly, it has to be said. And Ryan Kent gets the first period of extra time underway at the National Stadium. How do you read this game now, James? Clearly, Van Bronckhorst will want his team to start the extra time period as they finish the 90.
Yeah, without doubt. Just listening to the guys there at full time, Rangers definitely coming on the stronger, showing remarkable powers of recovery, remarkable fitness. And they have taken control of the game. It'll be about, you know, continuing to do that, create more chances and try and be a bit more clinical in front of goal.
The Rangers fans must be sick of the sight of goalkeepers right now. I think Kevin Trapp denying Ryan Kent late on in the Europa League on Wednesday night. Joe Aribo denied by Craig Gordon here at Hampden. Fans doing their bit. There was no changes for the start of extra time. Golson for Tavernier. Rangers forced into extra time for the second time in the space of a few days. Indeed, their semi-final went to extra time as well. They were really strong in that extra 30 minutes against Celtic. It's Bassey. It's a good ball and Aribo misses yet again.
I don't know how that's not in the back of the net. It is an unbelievable cross from Calvin Bassey. He just wraps his foot round it, pace on it. Joe Aribo just has to meet it with the forehead and get that either side of Craig Gordon. Much like Diallo's top of the head. That is a huge opportunity for Rangers. Joe Aribo should have Rangers in front. There's no doubt about it.
The Rangers manager slapping his hands in frustration. The fans with their heads in their hands. Well, Aribo and Diallo had good headed opportunities in the first half of normal time. Aribo denied by Craig Gordon. The end of the 90. He's missed another big one. Rangers corner. Rangers looking like the fresher team right now.
They sure are. Loads of energy. Continuing to attack. Calvin Bassey, where is he finding the energy from? You know, he's up and down that line, putting crosses in. Unbelievable.
Tavernier to take again. Too high for Balogun. It's only half away though. It's Jack! Ryan Jack with a magnificent goal! Gives Rangers the lead early in extra time. On one of the biggest and most emotional weeks in the club's history.
What a strike it is from Ryan Jack. Absolutely incredible strike from Jack. Great first touch. Power beyond Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon's claiming for, I think he might be claiming for a handball. I don't know what he's claiming for, but what a strike it is from Ryan Jack. So composed, great first touch. Eyes on the ball, clean strike. Craig Gordon, absolutely no chance with that one. What a hit.
If you want to beat Craig Gordon from there, You have to do that. It was flashed past the Scotland goalkeeper by his international teammate. And Ryan Jack, who's had so many injury problems recently, has scored potentially the biggest goal of his career. They couldn't make the breakthrough in Seville in extra time. But that pile driver from Ryan Jack has Rangers in the driving seat here.
What a time as well. Just at the start of extra time, we said that they were the fitter team, or they look certainly fit coming towards full time, but that will give them a lift to go again. Tremendous strike from Ryan Jack.
Well, on the basis of the second half of the game and the way they've started extra time, you can't really argue that they deserve to be in front.
No, and the question marks coming into the game were, how are Rangers going to approach this? How are they mentally? How are they physically? Well, they've come up with the answer to that. They're fine. They want to win this cup. They've put it behind them for now, for this game. I'm sure they'll be thinking about what happened midweek after today, but certainly they've responded. And as the game's wore on, they've got stronger and stronger and fitter, and they deserve to be in front. But for a wonder save from Craig Gordon at the end of the game, it would be finished by now.
Well, the Rangers players have plenty energy, defying the odds as Kent rolls it to Scott Wright. Wright eyes up the goal and scores! And that will surely take the Scottish Cup to Ibrox. A historic strike by Scott Wright. 2-0.
Hearts have absolutely gone. They've gone. You look at the energy. Ryan Kent busting through the middle. He's got options left and right. He just delays it. Scott Wright's making that run just outside him. It's a 3v2. You work on these in training. Great first touch from Wright. And just drives it beyond Craig Gordon, who's got no chance. Great first touch. Gets out his feet. Just drills it across Craig Gordon. A great finish from Scott Wright. Rangers well in control now. Well, they have been anyway. They have been in control, but they're finding that edge in front of goal now.
There's no love lost between Aberdeen and Rangers, but it's the two Aberdonians, formerly of Pittodrie, who have put Rangers on the cusp of a first major cup competition win since 2011, and they're through again. It's Kent. And this time the door is closed.
Hearts are wide open, and it's not because they're putting extra bodies forward. They're just all over the place at the back. Still Sims isolated up front. Gaps all over the place. Runners from Rangers getting beyond. Two subs have made the difference as well, Liam, again.
Hart's not done yet. Here's Halliday. Devlin. Bassey did brilliantly again. Balogun helps him out, his international colleague. I'm not sure Scott Wright has, up until now, won over all the Rangers supporters, but he is helping to write a heck of a chapter in the Rangers' history. And he took it beautifully as well. I mean, both goals, two different goals, but they've both been terrific finishes.
Yeah, Scott Wright's first touch sets him, and it allows him to relax. He doesn't have to snatch at it. He just concentrates on getting a clean strike back across Craig Gordon. Nice composed finish, because it's not easy to score from there, particularly into a goalkeeper as good as Craig Gordon.
So Alec McLeish there He was all about winning the Scottish Cup, did it so often as an Aberdeen player. And he was the last Aberdeen captain to lift the cup, and of course he had plenty success in this tournament as Rangers manager as well. It's Rangers to throw away now. Gary Mackay-Steven has replaced Alex Cochrane for Hearts. We need to find something from somewhere, and it will be a third Scottish Cup final defeat in 4 seasons.
You've yet to test John McLaughlin in goal, Liam.
Yeah, not a single shot on target. Sims did hit the post early on. Well, the second goal makes it more likely of a Rangers victory, but the team that scores the first goal in the Scottish Cup final has only lost it 3 times out of the last 33. Aberdeen against Celtic 2017, Dunfermline against Celtic in 2004, and Celtic against Rangers in 2002, 20 years ago. And Peter Lovekrans scored that dramatic late winner. Alan McGregor on the bench today, was on the bench that day, 2 decades ago. Rangers fancy more. Here's Bassey. Mackay-Steven for Ginnelly. Well, if Hearts get a goal before half-time and extra time, then you just never know.
Yeah, Hearts have to go and try and get the next goal, and then it puts the pressure on the Rangers. Did they go and try and get the third, or the defend the lead? But in order to do that, they have to create a chance. They have to ask a question of the goalkeeper, and they've yet to do that. But Mackay-Steven's on now. You've got Ginnelly, Mackay-Steven, Sims. They need to get up and support and try and, you know, ask a question of John McLaughlin in goal.
Rebo for Kamara.
But they're not even putting pressure on the ball. Rangers are just knocking the ball about. Players are in space. There's no one going to try and press them, put them under any kind of pressure, try and force a mistake.
Yeah, they've crumbled. And Rangers have used the negative of losing the Europa League final on penalties as a positive today. They've been determined that they're not going to lose a second cup final in the space of 72 hours.
They started a bit slow, first 5-10 minutes of the game, which is understandable. But as the game's going on, they've got stronger and stronger. And you're right, this is an opportunity for them to go and win a trophy. Huge disappointment for them midweek. But they've turned up, they've showed an incredible attitude, unreal levels of fitness. Calvin Bass in particular, he is up and down that left flank like you wouldn't believe, and it's incredible. And, you know, they've gone and taken control of the game.
Right for Kamara. First time for Kent. Two goal scorers. Knight's ball cut out by Suter. Armstrong. Nothing happening for Hearts right now. It's been a fantastic season for Hearts by and large. They could have made it a great season. A historic season by winning this final. Third placed finish. Comfortably third.
I think it's still a great season for Hearts. I know there'll be huge disappointment if they don't get back in and don't go on to win this today, but I think overall it's been a fantastic season for them. They're in a great place and a chance to build on that for next season.
Here goes Kent. He fancied a piece of the action himself.
He's another one, Liam. Ryan Kent, unreal amounts of energy. I think he started the game really bright. he's shown that he's kind of shaking off that miss that he had midweek. I wondered whether that would have any impact on him. It certainly doesn't look like it today. He looked up for it. He's wanting to take people on. He's wanting to create. He just gets that shot wrong, but I think he's shown a brilliant reaction to the disappointment, the personal disappointment from Wednesday night.
Balogun under pressure by Ginelli, but it's ultimately a free kick. Lee McCulloch there beside Robbie Nielsen, cup winner with Rangers. Hearts will begin their return to the European stage. As I mentioned, the Europa League playoff round, there'll be a priority one team who could take on the likes of the Cypriot Cup winners, who could be Neil Lennon, Zamonia, Nicosia. They play that cup final next week. Serbian runners-up Dinamo Zagreb, Olympiacos, Victoria Pilsen, PSV. Still lots to happen between now and the draw, which is made at the start of August. But they are massively up against it here at Hampden. At half-time and extra time, Jack and Wright in the space of 3 minutes. And Rangers have one hand on the Scottish Cup. Rangers 2, Heart of Midlothian 0 at half-time and extra time. Very difficult now, James, to see anything other than a Rangers victory here.
Yes, it is. I think Rangers were, without doubt, the strongest coming towards the last 10-15 minutes of normal time, and they've certainly taken their chances in this first period of extra time. Hearts, they looked all over the place as soon as that first goal went in. They didn't, compose themselves. They just looked ragged. Rangers were getting opportunities far too easily, and the second goal comes, they're wide open, and Rangers showing that energy to burst forward, and they've taken real control of the situation. Robbie Nielsen, he's got a huge team talk now, because Rangers have been knocking the ball about. There's not been enough pressure. No one going putting tackles in, trying to win the ball back when it's gone up the play. Ginelli hasn't been able to hold the ball up or have any real impact. We get a chance to see that goal again from Ryan Jack. Magnificent strike.
Yeah, it's perhaps not been the strongest part of his game over the years, Ryan Jack, but it was an absolute belter. His manager would have been proud of that one. And then Scott Wright with the composure to find the bottom left corner.
The touch is the one. It stops Kingsley from being able to get back and put a block in. If he takes that touch straight or inside, they can maybe get a block, but he just takes it just outside, just off centre, allows him to drive it back across goal. The manager liked that one.
Yeah, she didn't. Neither did the rest in the maroon and white end of Hampden. Now Hearts have got 15 minutes to try and save this. Cammy Devlin has come off to be replaced by Aaron McInneff, while Rangers have replaced Stuart Aribo with Fashion Sakala. Aribo could have won it late on in the 90.
What I will say though is, Liam, I didn't think Inverness would get back into the game last night, and they certainly did, so you never know.
Second leg of that, by the way, Monday night, live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Highlights on Monday evening, BBC Scotland channel. St Johnstone, Cally Thistle, the second leg, the Premiership playoff final. The second period of extra time underway. What can Hearts do if they got anything left? 2-0 behind. Kingsley chips for Ginelli. Cross goes Goldson. They won the league last season, Rangers. They've toiled in the cup competitions generally. Out in the quarters in each of the last 3 seasons. And that's a clear yellow card. As clear a yellow card as you'll ever see for Craig Halkett.
That's the last thing they need. Someone with the pace, the energy, enthusiasm, the fashion Sakala. You know, you're talking about players that have been struggling with injury, maybe lacking that 100% fitness, and you've got someone that's a willing runner, real pace about him as well. Halkett felt like he had no option but to bring him back there.
Right, Sakala is going to get there. Kent's in the middle, right, getting there too. What an impact Scott Wright's had.
It's been a theme for Rangers under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Substitutions come on and having an impact in games, the big games.
Yeah, spectacularly so. And times, as you say, it's been the big occasions. Kamara got it to Tavernier. By Suter. Looks like all of Scottish football's honours will be swept up by the Old Firm for the first time in a long time. Blow for the rest, but Celtic and Rangers won't care about that. Two clubs as dominant as they've been. Hearts very much best of the rest. There's Ginnelly. They need a goal back pretty soon. That comes in from Ginnelly. McLaughlin kept his eye on it.
I think that's going to be the frustration for Hearts. They've not done enough in an attacking sense. They started brightly. Ellis Sims had that opportunity that comes off the post, but even, you know, they're chasing the game to get back into it. Ginnelly puts the ball in the box. There's one player that's in there that can go and attack it, and Ellis Sims, and they've not been able to test John McLaughlin in goal at all.
Yeah, Sims has faded as a threat since the opening 45 minutes of this. Sakala. Good play from him, right. Find Kamara. Mentioned Hearts' potential route through to the group stage of the Europa League. Rangers will drop into the third qualifying round for the Champions League. They'll be seeded. Means they'll avoid the likes of Benfica or Dinamo Kiev. And there's a chance the likes of PSV won't be seeded. Means they'll avoid Benfica or Dinamo Kiev. And there's a chance the likes of PSV won't be. Right, can he find Sakala? He can! And he couldn't get it past Gordon.
Great play from Scott Wright.
Ginnelly brought down. Hearts free kick. Now they can load the box. And they need something now. They need a lifeline.
The delivery will have to be better than it has been so far. And here's a chance. Scott Wright driving forward. Sakala made a run earlier. Wright just draws in the defenders. Great pass, and Craig Gordon with another big save. Just not enough on the shot from Sakala. Hearts now have a chance to put a good ball in the box.
Josh Ginnelly on the touchline, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. It's the back post, it's Kingsley. Up goes McLaughlin, and it all breaks down for Heart of Midlothian. And Rangers are away in a counter with Fashion Sakala. Zambian out to Kent. One area that Hearts have disappointed in today is the midfield. The midfield have not got to grips with anything today.
Yeah, and I don't think they've got enough support. Ellis Sims at times either. He's been pretty isolated since Liam Boyce has gone off. I just think overall for Hearts to not have, you know, a shot on target, I think that would be the disappointing factor for them.
John Suter. The Rangers fans were concerned about the signing of John Suter. Any of those fears will have been allayed today. He's been magnificent at the back for Hearts.
Yeah, he has. He has, and you know, there was a question: do you play John Suter in a game like this? Of course you do. He's a consummate professional. He's put in a great performance. He'll be devastated, obviously, being a Hearts player that they haven't been able to do enough to win this game at this moment in time.
Mackay Stephen for Ginnelly. Defended by Goldson. And Balogun decided to make things a little more interesting than he needed to. Craig Gordon, John Suter, Craig Halkett maybe as well, as the Rangers representatives will be back here at Hampden on Wednesday week in that World Cup playoff semi-final against Ukraine. It's going to be some night. Sakala's going to get there. Can't get past Suter.
Just what we're speaking about, you know, his awareness to cover over. Snuff that out.
I remember John Suter making his debut for Dundee United as a 16-year-old. Peter Houston played him out at right back in the game. He was a rangy teenager back in those days.
Yeah, he played him out at right, didn't he? He played in midfield for them. He played, obviously, centre-back.
He's got some stature now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's really filled out, and he's got that. Obviously, as a young player, the one thing that I felt was lacking was aggression to go and be that dominant centre-back. We all know how good he is on the ball, how comfortable he is with the ball at his feet, his range of passing. It's that kind of aggression that he's got now, and he's developed into a fine centre-back. Sure, there's loads more to come from John Suter as well.
Well, this is going to be Rangers Day, and the Rangers supporters are getting close. Haven't seen their team win the Scottish Cup since 2009. Van Bronckhorst won it back-to-back in 1999 and 2000. Scored in the latter. You know, it's a tall order coming from 2-0 down the final 5 minutes. Can understand some of the Hearts fans looking to get away from Hampden. Most are still with their team, though. And they set up a dramatic finish. Sims unable to recreate the magic of the semi goal against Hibs. There's a corner though. Rangers claiming this should have been a goal kick. Hard score, and will change the complexion of the closing stages. 4 minutes to play. 2-0 to Rangers. From Mackay-Steven, Haring's up, but it's away by Bassey. Lumped back in by Atkinson, but it's pretty aimless. Bassey still running and running and running. Well, the smile says it all about Calvin Bassey right now. He's in a good place.
It's remarkable, it really is. The energy levels, the fitness from Calvin Bassey, and as you say, that smile, it's always there. Absolutely loving life.
Scottish Cup final man of the match time, James McFadden.
Well, you know, we've just mentioned them briefly there, but we've spoke about him enough throughout this game. And Calvin Bassey, unbelievable energy levels, great quality as well down that left-hand side, an outlet for Rangers. He's had a fantastic season. I thought Ryan Kent has had a good game as well, but I'm going for Calvin Bassey as the man of the match.
Goldson wins it back off Ginnelly. Here's Lundstrom. And the joy of the win over Leipzig was replaced by the despair of defeat against Frankfurt in Spain. Anyone connected with Rangers will be smiling pretty soon. As Halliday wins hearts, a corner. But the sands of time are slipping through the hourglass now. Andy Halliday will take this one. And it comes away by Kamara. Suter back towards the Rangers goal. By Sakala. Well, what a moment that's about to happen here. Well, I think this tells us what's happening with Alan McGregor. I think this reveals all. He's coming on for the final minute. And that's a nice touch by Giovanni van Bronckhorst. I'm sure Alan McGregor will be feeling incredibly emotional. The rumours sweeping Glasgow, he is going to retire. We thought he'd played for the last time in that Europa League final, James, but he's going to get the final minute here with Rangers on the cusp of Scottish Cup glory.
Yeah, Liam, that all but confirms it for me that Alan McGregor will be retiring. Tremendous goalkeeper. He's had an unbelievable career, and coming on for the last couple of minutes to get the adulation, the appreciation of the Rangers support. Fantastic goalkeeper. He'll be a loss to Rangers. I'm sure he still has a couple of years left in him, certainly physically, but he feels it time to call it a day, and no better way to bow out.
He bowed out with the national team after a superb performance in a crucial Nations League game against Israel. The competition Scotland used to qualify for the European Championship. Kamara's found Kent. Can they ice the cake here? Gordon saves again. Kamara! Craig Gordon's done all he can do today.
Phenomenal again from Craig Gordon. Phenomenal goalkeeping. Where would Hearts be in this game if it wasn't for Craig Gordon? It's a great strike from Ryan Kent. Again, the energy levels. Hits it low and hard. Great save from Craig Gordon. Follows it up. Nice save down to his right-hand side from Glenn Kamara.
1 minute of injury time was added. Anything Hearts get now is consolation. And the cup's going to Ibrox. There's another Hearts corner. And Van Bronckhorst's almost there. In from McAneff and headed over the bar by Halliday. It is Scottish Cup salvation for Rangers. Less than 72 hours after the crushing disappointment of Seville, the old trophy is going back to Ibrox for the first time in 13 years. 13 long years for the Rangers supporters. Lucky 13 for Rangers. A league title last season, a Europa League final, and a Scottish Cup title in the last couple of seasons. Tangible progress. And Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has a third Scottish Cup winners' medal, this time as manager. Ryan Jack and Scott Wright with the extra time goals. And it is glory for the Rangers supporters. They haven't won it since 2009, and that win over Falkirk. Craig Gordon was magnificent again for Hearts, who unfortunately for them couldn't really test John McLaughlin, who was emotionally replaced by Alan McGregor late on. It's a third Scottish Cup final defeat in 4 seasons for Heart of Midlothian. But it is the silverware for Van Bronckhorst Rangers. It finished at Hampden. Rangers 2, Heart of Midlothian 0 after extra time. And Craig Gordon leading the Hearts players up to the plinth. Won't be adding to his 3 Scottish Cup winners' medals this afternoon. He's not far behind Alan McGregor as far as his age is concerned, Craig Gordon. He intends to continue for a while yet, and Hearts will hope that is the case. Disappointing in front of goal. Ellis Sims had that magnificent opportunity early in the piece. He knocked it off the post. They didn't really do enough today, though. Still been a fantastic return to top-flight football for Robbie Neilson and his players, though. And they've got much to look forward to. And they could certainly be at least best of the rest for the foreseeable future with the money that they will earn from European group stage football next season. That's something to be really excited about. We've got that fabulous stadium down the Gorgie Road, which acts as a weapon for them. And they'll fill that for those European matches next term. And they will strengthen, and they'll want to come back again next season. They'll want to come back to the final. And it's 3 successive final defeats for them, all in the last 4 seasons. And the officials there, Nick Walsh, the 4th official, Willie Collum, the referee, get their mementos. They then will go away and get changed, and the scene is now set for those Rangers players. It's a group of players that had success, obviously, an invincible league season last time out. An almighty swing of points, actually, between them and Celtic this campaign. Didn't come off the boil too much. They were 13 points worse off, but Celtic were like a juggernaut, particularly from the winter break onwards. The Rangers have at least finished the season in glorious fashion. James Tavernier will walk up the Hampden steps in front of the Rangers legend, John Gregg. He's getting a photograph with Ali McCoist there as well. He's doing this under the watchful eye of Rangers' greatest ever captain, John Gregg. This has been a moment. It's been a long time coming for Rangers. "13 years since the last time it happened. Not sure they're going to get everyone up there, to be honest. He just lifts it and then he passes it down, yeah. To be fair, it's been a while since they've done this. It's been done on the pitch the last couple of seasons. But he obviously wants the photograph to have as many of his teammates with him as possible. And Connor Goldson there, who may well have played his last game for the club. Giovanni van Bronckhorst admitted as much yesterday. And somehow all of them have managed to get up there. It won't be much longer before James Tavernier gets to lift that famous old trophy. He's just making sure everyone's there. They'll all be in the photograph as James Tavernier hoists the Scottish Cup high into the Glasgow sky. For the first time since 2009, Rangers are the Scottish Cup winners. A first major cup competition victory since 2011, when they were under the tutelage of the great Walter Smith, who they sadly lost last year on the day after the funeral of their kit man Jimmy Bell as well. A really emotional week for Rangers Football Club, coming after they lost that Europa League final on penalties to Eintracht Frankfurt. Alfredo Morelos, well, we don't see him smile often, to be fair. He's been unable to play his part over the last couple of months. A special moment down there is coming soon for Alan McGregor too. Never seems to start Scottish Cup finals, Alan McGregor. It's behind Stefan Klos 20 years ago, as Giovanni van Bronckhorst rediscovers that feeling 22 years on, when he did so as a Rangers player. Kemar Roofe there, Cedric Etienne. Some played their part, some didn't today, but it's a team effort over the season as Alan McGregor gets to lift the Scottish Cup. And he'll be the last man up there. He made his debut in his first spell as a Rangers player in February 2002 in the Scottish Cup against Forfar Athletic, did Alan McGregor. He was a substitute for Stefan Klos. He's going to be very much part of this party. It doesn't look he's going to be part of Rangers for much longer. Coming on for the final minute of extra time. But James, they deserved it on the day, and they seem to have that determination, having had the sinking feeling in Seville on Wednesday night that they wouldn't repeat it today, and Hearts struggled to get a foothold all afternoon, really.